laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
President-elect Donald Trump was busy criticizing cryptocurrencies as recently as 2021, but he completely reversed his stance ahead of his presidential election. He unveiled plans to stockpile Bitcoin as a strategic asset similar to crude oil. And the Republican Party introduced a bill proposing the accumulation of 1 million Bitcoins by the government. Adding to the optimism is Tesla CEO Elon Musk, a prominent supporter of President-elect Trump's campaign and a vocal advocate for cryptocurrency. Meanwhile, countries that adopted crypto-friendly policies early on at the government level are already reaping significant benefits. One notable example is El Salvador.
It's going to be right there in the Fonsecan Gulf, and it's going to include everything: residential areas, commercial areas, services, museums, entertainment, bars, restaurants, airport, port, rail, everything devoted to Bitcoin.
The small Central American nation of El Salvador made global headlines in September 2021 when it became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. Initially, the policy faced strong opposition from the World Bank and the IMF, but President Nayib Bukele pushed forward with his plans. He maintained a buy-the-dip strategy, purchasing 1 Bitcoin daily, and actively promoted Bitcoin mining using geothermal energy, issuing Bitcoin bonds, and fostering cryptocurrency trading. The government even allocated state funds to build its Bitcoin holdings. El Salvador now holds approximately 5,930.7 Bitcoins, forming what is called the country's strategic Bitcoin reserve. 3 years later, the results speak for themselves. On November 11th, following President-elect Trump's victory, El Salvador Bitcoin office announced that the strategic Bitcoin reserve had increased the value of the country's legal tender by nearly $25 million in just 24 hours. They stated first moves win. Another compelling case is Bhutan, a small Himalayan kingdom. Bhutan has reportedly amassed significant profits through government-led Bitcoin accumulation, holding an estimated 13,000 Bitcoins. Bhutan's pivot toward Bitcoin was driven by the COVID-19 pandemic, which severely impacted its primary revenue source, tourism. Seeking alternatives, the country turned to Bitcoin mining, capitalizing on its cold, high-altitude climate and abundant hydropower resources. Even without direct government involvement, the global adoption of cryptocurrencies continues to grow. While adoption may not always indicate full integration, even the recognition of cryptocurrencies marks meaningful progress on the path to a digital financial future. The Global Crypto Adoption Index, which measures how extensively cryptocurrencies are utilized in countries and regions, places India at the top, followed by Nigeria, Indonesia, the US, and Vietnam. This index highlights the role of cryptocurrencies in economic activity. Notably, when focusing solely on individual usage, it is significant that the emerging market of India has surpassed the US. A majority of the top 20 countries in the index are emerging markets and developing nations in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These countries share common traits such as strict government controls on capital outflows and low national currency values. This trend highlights how cryptocurrencies are not only replacing traditional financial systems, but also serving as a tool to preserve individual asset value. These regions collectively account for 40% of the world's population, positioning them as key players in the future of the global market. This further underscores the growing importance of cryptocurrencies as a transformative force in the years to come. However, central banks worldwide would remain cautious about the growing adoption of cryptocurrencies. Their primary concern lies in the potential erosion of monetary sovereignty. Since cryptocurrencies operate independently of central bank control, they may hinder governments' ability to implement economic policies or regulate capital flows. Other concerns include the risk of money laundering, tax evasion, and capital flight. The anonymity associated with cryptocurrencies also raises the risk of their misuse for illegal activities. For instance, in 2019, a North Korean hacking group targeted South Korean cryptocurrency exchanges, stealing approximately $41 million worth of cryptocurrencies. Moreover, Bitcoin mining, which requires massive amount of electricity, has been criticized for increasing fossil fuel consumption and carbon emission, posing environmental challenges. The price volatility of cryptocurrencies continue to pose economic risks, and their long-term success remain uncertain. Nevertheless, confidence in the future value of cryptocurrencies is growing louder. Robert Kiyosaki, the renowned author of the global bestseller Rich Dad, Poor Dad, predicted on social media that Bitcoin could reach $250,000 next year, encouraging people to invest. President-elect Donald Trump has also appointed hedge fund manager Scott Bessent as Treasury Secretary and Cantor Fitzgerald CEO Howard Lutnick as Commerce Secretary. Additionally, he has nominated former SEC Commissioner Paul Atkins, known for his pro-crypto stance, to lead the next administration's Securities and Exchange Commission. This lineup is expected to form the most crypto-friendly cabinet in the U.S. history.
Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon. I want America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen. So you're going to be very happy with me.
Promising to bring happiness to Americans through cryptocurrency, President-elect Trump has raised expectations for the changes his administration's policies might bring to the crypto market. Observers are closely watching how these changes could impact the global economy and the international financial system.